Yeah, the move. Whatever hand you hit, you move to that side. Left hook, pound. You gotta think of throwing punches. Your job is to throw punches.
Sheep, it will become a sheep.
Anthony Joshua is reportedly training alongside Mike Tyson as he prepares for his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. He is picking up classic techniques from Tyson and his team to improve his skills, with a strong focus on strategy, speed, and power. The training camp emphasizes careful planning and intense conditioning to ensure Joshua steps into the ring fully prepared and at his peak performance.
Doing in the gym, coming forward, punching to the body with his heart.
Anthony Joshua revealed that Mike Tyson has been a major inspiration for him, particularly because of his power and discipline. AJ has now included specific neck and shoulder exercises in his routine inspired by Tyson's training methods. He explains that these workouts enhance strength, stability, and punching power, showing how studying top fighters can directly shape the way he trains.
Exercise that I got from Mike Tyson, a lot of wrestlers do this. Quite dangerous actually. Physios don't like this type of stuff, but it's good for neck conditioning. It's called neck bridges. And it's flexibility and strength at the same time. So it's a really good exercise if you...
Mike Tyson offered advice to Anthony Joshua, calling him an incredible fighter. He mentioned that staying active in the ring is key to improvement, as frequent fights sharpen skills, build confidence, and keep a fighter performing at their best.
Would you give to somebody like AJ?
That he has a lot of talent and not to get discouraged. He only loses when he quits. When you quit, all the doors of opportunities close. You know what I mean? You have to be game, and then don't get discouraged if you lose. Listen, you just lost, you may have got $30 million. I just think the more time you lay off, the worse you get. You have to fight to be the best. You have to do it.
Anthony Joshua is training intensely in camp, incorporating elements of Mike Tyson's methods. He includes targeted neck rolls and strength exercises to build power and resilience while keeping focus on conditioning, speed, and technique. These workouts are designed to improve his punching strength, agility, and endurance, showing that AJ is fully committed to refining his skills and dominating in the ring.
Bro, my physio's looking at me like, what the fuck? I can see you looking at me like, fuck, please don't fuck me. Hey, if it goes, at least you're here anyway. You know, 43,000 tuned in. Oh, man. Oh, I started this shit.
Just want to set up the physio table to the flat tonight.
Anything?
Get back up there.
Easy.
Eat.
Showtime sent me a lovely picture.
Eddie Hearn has made it clear that he believes Anthony Joshua would defeat Jake Paul if they faced each other in the ring. He points out that while Jake Paul is not considered a top-level boxer or a major name in traditional boxing, Joshua's win would not come without effort. Hearn notes that Joshua has beaten strong opponents, including Francis Ngannou, who is a top fighter in his own right. This shows that Joshua's victories are the result of skill, preparation, and discipline, not from facing weak or untrained opponents. Hearn emphasizes that Joshua trains with full focus and combines power, technique, and strategy to compete successfully against fighters at every level.
50-50 fight, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him, and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world...
Nigel Benn has expressed concern about how entertainment-focused fights are impacting professional boxing. He feels that when celebrities or social media stars enter the ring, it often prevents real boxers, who dedicate their lives to training and competing at a high level, from earning the pay they deserve. Ben points out that serious boxers are often paid far less than the huge sums earned in crossover events that attract massive attention and viral hype. These big showcase fights bring in large audiences and sponsorship money, giving huge payouts to fighters who may not have the same experience or skill. Ben warns that this trend could hurt the sport by undervaluing professional boxers who have spent years building their talent and careers.
Rumours around today, Anthony Joshua and Jake.
No. I'm not even really entertaining that. It's just not. Being a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, it's I don't know, YouTubers. I'm not really into all them influencers coming in there, and there's like some boxers that really work their butt off, don't get paid like what these guys are getting. And Anthony Joshua being a former world champion should be fighting like someone in the top 5, top 10. So I really got much time to talk about that. Not interested really.
Bad for boxing?
Well, not bad for boxing. If people want to pay to watch it, then who am I? I'm just giving you my opinion. Who's not worked his way through the ranks to earn that shot at the former world champion? No, not at all.
Australian boxing. Who are you a fan of? Obviously got good fighters out there.
Jai's my type of fighter. He's very spiteful, and it's just another level really. I don't think there's no better cruiserweight around.
Ade Oladipo emphasizes the financial side of the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. From his perspective, it would be unwise for Joshua to turn down such a lucrative opportunity, as the earnings could reach around $100 million. For a fighter of Joshua's skill and experience, the challenge from Jake Paul is small compared to the potential reward, making it a low-risk, high-reward situation. Adola points out that this level of financial gain is rare in boxing, even for top champions, and taking it is a smart career decision. He explains that Joshua is in a position to secure a huge payday while facing a manageable level of risk given Paul's limited experience as a professional boxer.
Someone knocks on your door and says, "Do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million?" You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? AJ should knock out Jake Paul in a round. Like if Jake Paul was over here fighting under our British Boxing Board of Control, I don't think it would be a Southern Area Cruiserweight champion. AJ is a former unified heavyweight champion of the world that I still believe is a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Like AJ should be able to destroy him. AJ is going to be 60 pounds or so bigger than him. AJ hits like a truck. AJ is a better boxer. Like this.
Many boxing fans are openly criticizing the idea of Anthony Joshua fighting Jake Paul. They see the matchup as one of the biggest jokes in professional boxing, putting a seasoned heavyweight champion against a social media personality with limited real boxing experience. Fans worry that choosing to fight Paul could prevent Joshua from going after a potential match with Tyson Fury, who is seen as a more serious and deserving opponent. To these critics, the fight appears motivated by money rather than genuine competition or respect for the sport's history. Online discussions are full of frustration over the imbalance, and many fans question whether taking this fight could harm Joshua's overall legacy.
Joshua gets in the ring with YouTuber Jake Paul, and that's what he is, YouTuber Jake Paul. Would you watch it? Simon, before we take some calls, with this seemingly in the pipeline, can we safely say goodbye to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury?
Well, I think it's done anyway, judging by the mood music that seems to be coming out from various camps. If you listen to Tyson Fury, he seems to be, despite the fact we've danced this dance before and walked this walk before, he seems to be talking in a very different way. There's no hyperbole. I'm done. This is a younger man's game. I've done my bit. I'm at peace with where I am in life. I don't need boxing anymore. But not in the flash for cash way that Tyson often does it. In a more earnest way is my understanding of his sort of thought processes. So with that in mind, it almost feels that that's off the table anyway. Who knows? The draw of the enormous amounts of money that this one fight can generate This is the one fight that can really get everybody paid. I mean, the two protagonists. Whatever Usyk takes, tragically for him, he wouldn't even get anywhere near as much money as potentially being offered for the Fury-Joshua fight.
What would earn AJ more of a pay packet? Fighting Fury or fighting Jake Paul?
Well, I would think tragically fighting Jake Paul.
God, what is that?
Because the revenues, because it's a Gen Z TikTok generation that wants to watch sport in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's nothing critical of them. It's just the way that it is. And that's the circumstances of social media and the platforms that people like Jake Paul are able to cross over. It's not a case of people in the mainstream should be dinosaurs. The digital world and those opportunities and those platforms are marvelous places. And you know, you heard me talking about Mark Goldbridge the other day and the commercial deal that he did with the Bundesliga. And we can be sniffy about their level of content, or we can accept that there is a place for everybody. It's interesting that still the digital world and...
Analysts note that Jake Paul stepping up to fight Anthony Joshua is a significant jump from his previous opponents. Unlike older or retired fighters, Joshua is an active high-level professional with a record of facing top competitors. This forces Paul to adjust his training, strategy, and mindset, as he can no longer rely on facing someone past their prime or lacking real experience. Analysts also point out that, while Paul remains the underdog, this fight offers him a more serious challenge and an opportunity to demonstrate how much he has grown as a boxer.
Maybe even bigger than the Mike Tyson fight. It's hard to say really. Tyson was a big name, but it's going to do numbers regardless, because Joshua is a big name, and then people are going to be tuning in to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Right now, Eddie Hearn talks about Jake Paul taking this Joshua fight.
I mean, my estimations of Jake Paul would go through the roof if he signed to fight Anthony Joshua, because I just can't believe in my mind that he would do something like that. I mean, Gervonta was a smart one because of his size. Like, you know, I think actually he would have had a lot of success against Jake Paul, but the size is a problem. But this would just be, you know, like if Jake Paul was to take the fight with AJ, you'd really have to maybe carry his balls in a wheelbarrow on the ring walk, you know, because AJ wouldn't mess around in there, you know. So it would be huge, but nothing to tell you it's close, just a few conversations so far.
Damn right, if Jake Paul takes this fight, he's got some major balls on him. And I know people hate influencer boxing, but come on, he's not fighting an old, retired, past the prime MMA fighter. No, he's fighting a legit boxer who's massive, 6'5", 6'6", jacked, 240, 250 pounds, shredded, power puncher. Do we need to remind ourselves of what Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? Francis Ngannou was coming off a pretty good performance over Tyson Fury. He didn't get the win in that fight, but you could argue that he did actually win that fight. And Ngannou, throughout his entire MMA career, in 4-ounce gloves, very rarely got hit. He could take a punch. He's got a big, fat African head. Big, thick neck, traps back. He just can't really be hit. And look what Joshua...
Shane McWigan has raised doubts about whether the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight will actually take place. He describes the idea as farcical and highlights the practical and logistical hurdles involved. McWigan points out that despite public interest and media hype, issues like contract negotiations, promotional complications, and risks to both health and reputation could prevent the fight. He adds that from a sporting perspective, the matchup may not help Joshua maintain his competitive credibility. McWigan's comments reflect the concerns of many in boxing who feel that entertainment and money are being prioritized over genuine sporting challenges.
Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul reports. What do you make of it? And if we were to see AJ step in with Jake Paul?
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, I think it's farcical. I don't see how it's going to materialise. I didn't think the Tank fight would materialise, and it didn't. And you know, it's all good saying that you're going to box somebody, and then, you know, but until literally they're on the ring walk and in the ring, and I'm not going to believe it.
Away from AJ, what do you make of the Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight next week?
It's an interesting fight. Haney's up at 147. He looks good. He looks physically good. It's mad to think he's only 26 years of age. Confident-wise, I don't know what that Garcia fight took out of him. You know, because yes, he tested positive afterwards, but I believe that his Achilles heel is punch resistance, and I think, you know, it'll be interesting. I don't know enough about Norman, but I think definitely test him, and maybe Devin Haney will hold a better shot now. He's up at 147. But yeah, it's an exciting matchup. I think it's
Analysts have noticed a shift in how Jake Paul is perceived in the boxing world. Once considered mainly a celebrity or social media personality, he is now gaining recognition as a serious boxer by taking on tougher opponents. This change is altering the way fans, trainers, and commentators view him, and it is earning him new respect for his efforts and accomplishments. Analysts stress that while Paul is still not at the level of top fighters like Joshua, this represents an important step toward establishing credibility in the sport.
The Anderson Silva one, where Anderson Silva had like one sick round where he's like, whoop, whoop, doing it what Anderson Silva does and missing everything and cracks him and whatever. And then he just like the next few rounds, he's back to like just getting his butt kicked by Jake Paul and walking around, doesn't look the same. But again, I don't think these guys are actually getting dropped to like faking. I think Jake Paul actually has that kind of power. I just feel like they kind of know the deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. I make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, not as much money as me, but you make more money than you ever would. So you take it. It is what it is. But I don't know. Kind of sucks to see all these legends, right? Like of the sport. Like you don't want to see that. You don't want to see this guy is losing to freaking Jake Paul.
I will say I loved everything about the Tyson fight in the lead up, and then as I'm actually watching it, I'm like, this is actually fucked up. My bad.
Yeah, it's like senior.
Even when he turns around.
People are beginning to take Jake Paul more seriously, seeing that he trains diligently, studies boxing techniques, and is ready to face strong opponents. This change could benefit his career by creating opportunities for higher-profile fights and more skilled challengers in the future. Analysts point out that, while he is still growing as a fighter, being recognized in this way marks an important shift in perception and signals a turning point for how crossover fighters are viewed in boxing.
Like how much Anthony Joshua made.
Is he in debt? Does he have to do? They know these.
There's an outside motivation to want to do it. Yeah.
And then that's probably why guys like Tyson or whatever would like, well, yeah, I need to pay some bills. Let's do it.
It also gets their name back out there, like in a big way.
And it has to be a big enough name that people are interested at all. Yeah.
And I think at this point, Jake Paul is taken a little more seriously than before. Like if it was the first fight, I think it's a lot different. But then at this point, I think it's more like, oh yeah, it's a thing. It's an exhibition. It's a
model.
Yeah. This has got to be big money because even Anthony Joshua's last fight that he lost, he reportedly earned about 25 million pounds. And when he fought Francis Ngannou in March, he approximately made $50 million.
Wow.
So like rumor mill has it so that Jake Paul is set to potentially earn, Jake Paul might earn 92 million from the Anthony Joshua fight.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
Alright everyone, stay up to date with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Boxing Glory and turn on notifications so you never miss anything. Be sure to check out our other videos as well. Until next time, take care and peace.